My room smells like nuts. Ugh. No, just kidding. It smells like hazelnut. I got a candle burning. Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're well. This is Monkey in the Morning. I am Monk, and yeah, stuff. Hope you guys had a great Halloween. I think last night is the first time I haven't done a Halloween show. But I was tired. I needed some sleep. I got stuff to be doing today, and I wanted to be awake for it. Still crawled out of bed way goddamn earlier than I wanted to, but at least I had some sleep. And yeah, so I hope you guys had a great one. I really do. Mine was boring, really. I didn't do anything. We went shopping yesterday just because we had stuff to do today. I do have to say this. I was what's the word I'm looking for here? Uh um happy, I guess. That's not the word. Pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised because I was walking around the store and the store's playing music, right? And I always sing with music that I hear because I don't give a shit if you judge me for my bad voice while I'm singing. I like to sing, so I do it wherever the hell I am. And twice, and this is the first time I think this has ever happened, but twice I passed people singing along to the song that was on the radio. And it was in two different places, two different songs. But it was like, it's nice to know there's other people out there who are like, fuck it, I like to sing. I'm going to do it in public. It gives me hope that humanity's not as serious as it seems to take itself. But yeah, that was my day. Hope yours was far more engaging. And yeah, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about this dickhead. Now, I don't like Adam Schiff. Even if he wasn't a politician, just looking at him, I would hate this guy because he looks like a googly-eyed penis. And the fact that he is a politician just makes that worse. The fact that he's a Democratic politician makes it even worse. And the fact that he is a known and repeated liar makes it even worse. This guy is just a shitbag. He's just a shitbag. Like the thumbnail, and yes, he is a dickhead. Penis head. I wonder if I'll get in trouble for that one because you're not supposed to say certain things in your thumbnails. And I really, really wanted to call him a dickhead, but I was like, penis head gets the thought across. And if that one doesn't work, next time we'll just go for Richard Head, I guess. He's got a YouTube channel. Did you guys know Adam Schiff has a fucking YouTube channel? That's what this video is on. So we'll probably get copyright claimed by the asshole. But he has a YouTube channel where he shares his thoughts and lies. The title of this stream is Democrat leaders know that the Democrat supporters are stupid. And it's true. You have to think very lowly of the intelligence of your intended audience to pull what this cocksucker pulls here. And he proudly does it. He's been called out on this and has not fixed it. He hasn't taken the video down. He's still got it up. But here we go. Oh, by the way, we're doing this late. So if it like 5-ish or so, my internet goes out. That's just Starlink and how it works. But anyway, come on, dickhead, lie to me.
So tonight I want to talk about this image. This one right here. This indelible image of the destruction of the East Wing of the White House.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to start with that. This indelible image, put your thesaurus away, jackass. It's a picture of construction where they are tearing down some stuff to rebuild new shit. This isn't like when we saw the aftermath of Minneapolis in 2020. This isn't where you see whole fucking blocks burned to the ground and they're like, what? This is peaceful protest. This is planned demolition for rebuilding, you dumbass. This indelible, you can't think highly of the people you're talking to when you're trying to push this nonsense. He makes it sound like it's the aftermath of the British sacking the White House in 1812. Sorry, when was that? It's the War of 1812, but I don't remember the exact date where they sacked the White House. But that's what he makes it sound like. Can you believe the destruction? This indelible image of the destruction. You fucking hyperbolic cocksucker. And that's not even the worst. That is not even the worst of this.
Why is this image so transfixing? Why is this image?
It's not. Why is this image so transfixing? It's not. Nobody gives a shit about that image because most of us understand that if you tear something down, it's gonna look like that. Why don't you guys have a picture of after that shit's cleaned up as they're getting ready to build the new shit? That this is already taking place. They've already started clearing out that. You're like, here's where they had it torn down. Look, it's got broken edges. I can't stand broken edges. I get they don't know how to build anything in a timely manner, but this is dumb. Yeah, but please understand that the picture here, it's not even the issue that I have with this asshole. It's just another issue I have with this asshole because he is going to blatantly lie here in just a second.
Image so captivating, so appalling to so many millions of Americans. What does it say about the
Wait, why is it so appalling to so many Americans? Because people like you and people in the press have put this image out there and lied about what's going on. Eric Swalwell just today, well, yesterday now, was like, we can't fund food stamps. How about we claw back the $300 million going to the White House renovations? Claw it back from who? It's private donations, Dick. It's not tax money, asshole. Who are you clawing it back from? But you guys went out there and you put this picture up and you said, you told your supporters, be mad about this. And so a bunch of them are mad about this because they're retarded sheep who will just bah along with whatever fucking retarded shit you say.
Trump administration. Well, first of all, this image is significant for a host of reasons, but perhaps most significant in that it is reflective of Donald Trump's main priority. His main priority right now, which is not making sure that people can afford their health care. It's not putting an end to the government shutdown. It is not trying to feed people who are hungry. Quite to the contrary, he is cutting off food assistance for poor people. No, the president's main priority is building a 90,000 square foot ballroom, a gilded.
We need that gilded line. Hang on.
Priority is building a 90,000 square foot ballroom, a gilded ballroom.
I love the gilded part. Donald Trump's main priority is building a 90,000 square foot ballroom, gilded ballroom. Make sure you get that thesaurus working. Make sure you get that. You got to make sure you use words you know your audience isn't going to understand. Feeding us is not his job. Hey. Yes, it is. According to the Democrats, it is. Hey, Adam, you're a senator. You're a senator. What could possibly happen? Who is it that could vote to reopen the government and fully fund food stamps? Oh, yeah, that's you. That's you. You're one of the people who's voted against it at least 12 times, dickhead. Donald Trump isn't worried about feeding the poor. You're the one holding that up, shithead. We don't have the money for this stuff. There have been 2 district court judges that said that food stamps have to be funded with emergency funding. And to be honest, I don't know the law. I don't know if those judges are right based on the letter of the law or not. It might be. Please understand, when they shut down the government and they're like, non-essential services will be shut down. Over half of our government spending is considered essential. We are still spending a shit ton of money right now that we do not have. There's money still being spent. It's not shut down. Notice that the senators are still going to work. Congressmen, they might be in their home districts, but they're still getting paid. Everybody, there's a ton of people still getting paid in upper echelons of government. There's still a whole bunch of government programs running. When we talk about the budget, we often talk about non-discretionary spending versus discretionary spending. The overwhelming majority of our budget is non-discretionary spending. This is stuff that no matter what happens, it's got to be funded. No matter what. Here's this little chunk that we'll argue about and blame on the military all the time and say that's where all the spending is going. But the overwhelming majority of our spending is non-discretionary entitlement spending. Excuse me.
You don't have to take my word for that. Here's Carolyn Levitt, the White House press secretary, talking about Donald Trump's main priority.
At this moment,
Actually, she uses the term top priority, but you couldn't even get that part of it right. But you're also lying.
The White House press secretary talking about Donald Trump's main priority.
at this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
I'm sorry. She does say Maine there. That's on my bad. Where was that? Frank, thank you so much. The section that takes taxes is still working. Oh, fuck yeah. You can't shut down the IRS. They need to get our money. All right. So the main priority.
Sorry, can you play that again? I just need to hear this one more time.
At this moment in time,
Oh, that's where I got top priority. It's in Adam's line. Is it wrong that I set him up that way? No. Okay. Oh, whoops. What just happened there? What the fuck did I click on?
of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority. The president's main priority.
I say that because it is.
Because you're a lying dick. You're a lying dick. All right, we're going to go back, and without my interruption, we're going to let him say this, and then we're going to find out the truth.
You don't have to take my word for that. Here's Carolyn Levitt, the White House press secretary, talking about Donald Trump's main priority.
At this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
Okay, so there it is. Carolyn Levitt talking about Donald Trump's main priority, and he's already told us that his main priority is not getting the government open. It's not getting people food. No. And here's Carolyn Levitt saying it. Well, is that what she said? Let's go look at the videotape.
In addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden
I'm going
patio,
into the back. Sorry. Go ahead.
in addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden patio, is the president looking at any other renovations or significant kind of projects here at the White House?
Not to my knowledge, no. But he's a builder at heart, clearly, and so his heart and his mind is always churning about how to improve things here on the White House grounds. But at this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
That's a little bit different than what old Testicle Head said, huh? Is one of Adam's testicles bigger than the other? What do you mean? He's only got a vagina, dude. What are you talking about? So there it is. There's the actual context of what Carolyn said. She was asked about renovations at the White House. Is the president looking at any other renovations? Not that I'm aware of. He is a builder, so his mind's always churning, but his main priority is the ballroom. In relation to whether or not he's looking at other renovations, you lying dick. You absolute lying cocksucker. And you have to know that your audience is retarded to try to pull something like this. You have to know that your supporters will never, ever, ever check on this. They will never go and be like, I wonder if maybe she was talking about something else. This is just so fucking annoying. Why would you lie like this? You can even make the argument, hey, Trump shouldn't be spending with the government shutdown and all the shit going on in the world. The president shouldn't be worried about this. But I want to point out two things. One, you're a senator who could vote to open the government, and your bitch ass is making a video about this. So you have literally no room to talk in that realm, because you're as guilty as you're suggesting Trump is. You could be out here talking about how there's a clean CR, continuing resolution, which would open the government, and your side is refusing to vote for it. You could be doing that. You could be out there lobbying your fellow Democrats. Be like, look, guys, we got people who aren't going to have food stamps this month. We need to get this shit together. We'll deal with the rest later. But you ain't doing that. Instead, you're talking about the East Wing of the White House. That's you. This is your big thing. And the clip that he took that from is over a week old. And if you go and you watch that press conference, I'm trying to quantify it, but let's just say at least 25% of that press conference is about the fucking East Wing. This is after the government's already been shut down for over 3 weeks. The government had been shut down for 3 weeks, and the reporters were in there talking about the fucking White House renovations over and over. One guy like, are we going to get a detailed breakdown of the spending on this? And Carolyn said, I'm pretty sure we're going to put that out there, but it's all privately funded. So it's not like this is some matter of oversight, but that's what the reporter needed. Like, who did it? Who did it? How come you're not up here bitching about reporters caring more about the fucking White House than the shutdown, Adam? Oh, because they're doing your fucking dirty work. That's why. The top priority. God damn, you're an asshole. Excuse me. Sorry about that. My sinuses are fucked right now. Y'all don't need to know this, but I blew my nose earlier, and it looked like my nose was having its period. I am not in good spot right now. This isn't the only time, though. We're not watching the rest of Dickhead here. You can if you want. Again, Adam Schiff has his member of Congress has his own YouTube channel to go out there and push propaganda. Ain't that some shit? I wonder if he has to claim YouTube ad revenue as part of his campaign spending and such. Very curious. Instead, we're going to switch over to our good friend Jasmine Crockett, because this one, you know, I understand that they think their constituents are retarded, because they are. And they are right about that belief. But it's amazing to me how often they accidentally tell on themselves. And not just in what their motivation is, but in how dumb they are. And what a freeze frame. This is how, yeah, I have to hit play just to get the video large screen. And then I pause it immediately, and that's where it paused. So we'll back it up. It's not like the opening is any better. But this bitch is about to say something. Well, she's about to spend 2 minutes saying really stupid shit. But the beginning of it, goddamn.
They know how to get rid of the filibuster when they want to. I am not telling them that they need to or whatever, but I'm just saying.
For the record, Donald Trump reported, I didn't read the story, so there's probably more context. But Donald Trump, according to headlines I saw, is encouraging the Senate to get rid of the filibuster, which is a bad fucking idea. Republicans will be in the minority again one day, and the filibuster does have its place. But I'm not a big fan of the filibuster, because you know what we need to do? We need to get rid of the filibuster and go back to the old way of getting senators. We need to repeal, I forget which amendment, to direct democracy elections for senators. But we need to go back to senators being chosen by the state houses. That's how it should be done. It's how it was set up to be done. And a lot of the shit that we have to deal with the filibuster would be taken care of if we did that. But the part about the filibuster itself, that's a much more nuanced and deep discussion. Evolved Potato, thank you. I tried to explain to someone that Trump didn't need Congress's permission to do construction in the White House because he's using private funds, and their own evidence only listed executive agencies that need to sign off on it. They still don't get it, or they still didn't get it. Look, these people just hate Trump. And remember, the original telling of the story is that Donald Trump is spending taxpayer monies to build a ballroom, and that wasn't even true. And what you're going to see, even if you could convince them that they're right, the Democratic thinking of we didn't do this, okay, we did this, but it was okay. You know what I mean? That whole thing. It goes the same way with when they lie about a political opponent. Like, it's just kind of reversed. They'll tell you Donald Trump did X, and you go, actually, Donald Trump didn't do X. And they'll go, but he did Y. Like, he actually didn't do Y either. Like, he did Z. Like, but he didn't do Z either. And then they'll be, but he sucks anyway. you're never going to be able to argue with people like that look. I'm not saying don't argue with people like that. I love arguing with people like that. I've spent a ridiculous amount of time on Twitter arguing with people like that because I find it fun. But you're never going to convince people like that because they're retarded. So anyway, she's talking about filibuster, and as a member of the House, it doesn't really affect her. So she's kind of like waving it off. Whatever, they could get rid of it whenever they want. Whatever. Thank you, Mighty Balzac. Forget the filibuster. Bring back dueling. Well, technically, I don't think dueling was ever allowed. Even when Burr kills Hamilton, that duel wasn't actually legal. Yeah.
Right now, they want to say, "Oh, it's the Democrats that are holding us down." When hell, we ain't been able to do much of anything, right? Because we don't have the numbers. But
dude, you just like arguing? That's absolutely true. I do love arguing. I find it fun. I find it mentally stimulating. Did you hear what this bitch just said? Did you hear what she just said? They're saying we're holding them down. We don't even have the numbers to hold them down. Okay. All right. You don't have the numbers to pass legislation. You are in the minority. And I'm not talking about you being black or woman. I'm talking about in Congress. Democrats are the minority. However, when it comes to whether or not you can shut down the government, whether or not you can, that your voting bloc can keep things from going forward, you absolutely have the numbers for that. There are 47 Democrats in the Senate. It only takes 41 to stop things from happening. Because remember, the actual votes on this stuff are 50-50 votes. It's 50% plus one to pass. But where we talk about whether or not they can, or where they need the 60 votes, that's to shut down discussion and move it to the vote. That's to move it to the vote. And you can't do that without 50 plus one. Or sorry, 60 plus one, because you need the 60%. And as long as you guys have more than 40, you absolutely have the numbers. And this is another part I'm talking about with these. They know their constituents are stupid. Because we're living through this right now. The government is shut down right now because the Democrats will not vote to open it up. We don't have the votes to do nothing. We don't have the numbers to do nothing. Then how did we get where we are? How did we get a government shutdown? How did the continuing resolution get shut down? Sure as fuck wasn't the Republicans who have all voted for it 12 different times. God damn. You really do have to think very lowly of your audience to talk to them like this, to spread shit like this. And look how happy she is with herself for thinking of that. And by the way, she didn't think of it. This is a Democratic talking point that's been going around for a couple of weeks now. Like we don't even have the power to do anything in Congress. They have control of everything. Yeah, but they don't have a supermajority in the Senate. The last time a supermajority happened in the Senate was under Obama, and it was the Democrats. And they screwed the pooch royally. Democrats could have done all of their bullshit that they want to. They really could have. Back in 2010, they could have passed literally any legislation they wanted to. And they gave us Obamacare. That's we need to increase minimum wage. We need to, all of the priorities that they tell you, they didn't take up any of that shit. They were trying to push through that shitty Obamacare nonsense. Sorry, actually, it's the Affordable Care Act. You ever notice that when it's when the press is talking about Obamacare, if it's a good story, it's called Obamacare. But if they're like, it's running out of money or it's tripled premiums, it's always the ACA. It's never Obamacare when there's some bad news about it.
now they're like, oh, it's the Democrats' fault. It is not. It is not. I mean, you understand what the numbers are. You were supposed to be able to count. And part of count.
You're supposed to be able to count. All right. It takes 41 people. You have 47. Hey, Jasmine, you're supposed to be able to count. This chick has a fucking degree from Harvard. I just want to point that out.
Is also making sure that you understand when you got to negotiate. You don't have 60 in the Senate. That means you have to talk to the other side.
Wait, why would I need 60 in the Senate if you guys don't have the numbers to do anything? She literally is it Harvard? Okay, I said she had a degree from Harvard. Wherever Cruz went to, maybe it's Stanford. I don't remember. She has a degree from a major college. We'll leave it at that. How about that? She just countered her own point in the next goddamn sentence. We don't got the numbers. You guys don't have 60%. They wouldn't need 60. You just told us that. I mean,
Guess what? Joe Biden didn't have 60 in the Senate either. But guess what? He never had a government shutdown.
And what is your point there? Because if it's that Biden gave the Republicans something, where? We were on the verge. We didn't shut down, but we were on the verge every fucking year like we always are. These people really want their frivolous spending. Hey. It's necessary spending. It's necessary. Because if we don't let the illegals get free health care in America, they might not come here. How dare you suggest it's frivolous, Blue Eye?
So for all the talk about Joe Biden being senile, Joe Biden being incompetent, and all the other nonsense, I just want to remind y'all that in the last 4 years, you did not endure a shutdown.
All right. I just want to remind you that Joe Biden, as senile as he was, and Donald Trump don't vote in the Senate, you fucking retard. This is being held up in the Senate. Neither now you can make the he went out and made deals and he negotiated, sure, but he did not have anything to do with the actual votes. That shit came down to Schumer. That came down to Schumer and who was the leader of the Republicans last? I forget. But Biden didn't even know that shit was going on. Rhodes College, then the University of Houston Law. Thank you. McConnell. Thank you. McConnell was the former leader of the Republicans. That's who it came down to. Joe Biden, for all the talk, because the media pumped this up a lot, like Joe Biden made calls and he negotiated. Joe Biden had no power in that. It's all in the Senate. Especially within our media, the notion that the president is just the most powerful person is pretty prevalent. And he does have a lot of power. But senators have a lot of power themselves, and they can tell the president to get fucked whenever they want to. The president can be like, I really want this passed. And a senator can be like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. The Senate has to come together in order to push this stuff. And yeah, maybe you can have a president who rallies them. But let's be honest about what we're talking about with the rallying stuff. When it comes to Biden reaching across the aisle, how many Republicans voted for the stuff? All he did was maybe get a couple of people like Murkowski who's going to vote that way anyway because, oh my God, people might lose food stamps. All he had to do is get a couple of those people. That's it. And unfortunately, there's not enough Democrats that... We used to have this thing called Blue Dog Democrats. You guys know what a Blue Dog Democrat is? A Blue Dog Democrat is basically a Republican in a Democratic district. And so they would run as a Democrat, but they espoused at least a lot of Republican kind of talking points. They were more fiscally conservative typically. And those guys are gone. There's no such thing anymore. Those were the ones who would negotiate. The problem here is that you guys need to negotiate. you're in no position to negotiate. You're really not. The only thing you can do is stall everything. And that's what they're doing. They're having a game of chicken with our country because they don't want to negotiate later. They haven't negotiated at all in good faith ever. They're dirty people because they know how the press is going to frame this. Like, look, the Republicans are shutting things down when it's quite clearly the Democrats are doing it. You guys would be better off, or at least you'd be more honest, if you just came out and said what that one chick said, like, this is our only leverage. You're not doing it for anything other than the fact that it's the only power you guys have is to stall shit. Joe Biden didn't have any shutdowns. Yeah, because the Republicans gave in. The Republicans gave in. So was it Joe Biden who did something good, or was it the Republicans who caved? And if your example is, hey, there were no shutdowns in the last 4 years, what you're really saying is that by your own arguments, the Republicans put the country first and you're not. Because they were willing to be like, fuck it, we need to get the government, keep the government going, so let's do that. Where you're like, no, we're not going to fuck the country. Mr. Thank you so much. I always enjoy the Dems talk down to their constituents like when you talk to pets. Like Newsom talking to black people. It's infuriating, LOL. Oh, fuck yeah. It's as long as their constituents are on their side, they'll talk to them like they're a kindergarten teacher, right? Especially the female ones. I don't know what it is, but like they'll do that little thing where they put their hands together when they talk to them. Like, as we all know, the Republicans are really bad people who hate minorities and puppies and all things good. But as soon as they talk back, as soon as they're not 100% on their side, like with immigration, yeah, then they or like with Kamala, right? With when they sent out Barack to go talk to the black men to tell them how fucking retarded they were. Then suddenly the condescension comes out. Dixie, thank you so much for becoming a member for month number 27. They may not have been an actual shutdown, but there was a lockdown. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Oh.
In fact, this is the shutdown president. That's the only thing that he is very accomplished at. And listen, nobody can beat him at it, okay?
The only thing Trump has accomplished is shutdowns. Bruh. See, this is what happens when so much of our government is run by people who've never done anything else. Like Joseph Biden, he was a lawyer, I'm using air quotes, for a little tiny bit, and he'd been in politics the rest of his life. He literally accomplished nothing. Trump has had massive business wins throughout his life. He's had massive negotiating wins in public or in foreign policy as president. He's done all kinds of shit. And she's like, he ain't never done nothing but shut down the government. Because she knows her constituents are retarded and will go out there and repeat that. They'll go, he shut down stuff. That's all he's ever done. Really? Really? How many wars are we in right now? Yeah. Look, I have my issues with Donald Trump, but just lying about him and being like, he's never accomplished nothing. Really? Of all the people who've been president in my lifetime, the only thing he's ever done? Really? But again, they know their constituents are stupid. And when I say their constituents, I'm including the press, because the press will repeat shit like this.
When you run the tape on him, this is what he does. And as far as I'm concerned, and these are words that he has shared with us before, leadership comes from the top. So if there's a shutdown, it starts at the top.
Yeah, but there's different leadership. See, there's the Republicans, and they're all voting to open the government. Donald Trump wants them to open the government. The House passed the continuing resolution. The senators that have R after their name run the tape on him. It's a way of saying, watch the video, basic. But all the Republicans are on board with opening the government. It's the other leadership that's not. I mean, we had AOC tell us the other day that they'll do whatever Hakeem Jeffries says to do. And the Democrats in the House, I think unanimously, that maybe one or two crossed over, but they voted against the continuing resolution. That's what their leadership told them to do. Right now, only 2 Democrats have voted to open the government. And y'all have gone after him. Maybe not you personally, Jasmine, but the left is going after Fetterman. The leadership in this case that is causing the government shutdown is Chucky Schumer. He's the leader of the Democrats in the Senate. He's the reason that it's not open. Frosted, thank you. Turn the East Wing into a Popeyes. She'll go MAGA. You don't know, she might like churches.
Let me tell you, this is his fault. Joe Biden knew that he needed to negotiate because we were in a divided government. He also knew.
We have literally always been in a divided government. There's very few times through history where there's been like the Senate supermajority and where one party controls everything to the point where the other side can't stop them in any way.
That is, in his entire 4 years, he never had 60 votes in the Senate. So if you want to see, or if you want to know what real leadership looks like, Joe Biden was that guy.
Can you imagine in October of 2025 trying to hype up the intellectual acumen of Joseph R. Biden? The guy who got lost on his own lawn twice, got lost on the steps outside his office at least once, who pooped himself in front of the Pope. The guy whose career came crashing down because the public got an uninterrupted view of what he's really like for an hour and a half. That is who you're pumping up as the intellectual master that could accomplish anything when it comes to negotiating. Joe Biden couldn't even sign the legislation that that you guys passed. He couldn't even sign it. This isn't 2 years ago when where you guys are still pretending that Biden is coherent. We all know the guy wasn't there. Only the most retarded among us think Joe Biden spent even half of his time in the White House knowing he was in the White House. The man was mentally incompetent. And you're pumping. You want to see what a real leader is like? Follow Grandpa Simpson. You know what? I think we should do what Jasmine says here. I think what we should do is make it a mandatory requirement of all presidents to have Alzheimer's so that we can see good leadership. If you are not mentally incapacitated, you cannot be president. That should be the Democrats' new slogan. Mentally incapacitated for the win. Jesus Christ, Jasmine. What and why? Why are they still trying to suck this guy's dick? He's never running again. And I get it. He was your last president, but you could at least point to, we can't point to Obama. He had several shutdowns. That's right. Forgot about that.
I just want to put that out there as people felt away about his age.
Okay, and this is why I told you guys. Why don't y'all ever listen to me? Why don't you guys listen to me? Age isn't the issue. Because if somebody has got early onset Alzheimer's and they're in their 40s, they shouldn't be president either. The issue was never Joe's age. It was his mental capacity. But now Jasmine get to go, people question his age. His age was never the issue.
they tried to act like he was senile.
I wish I had a camera on right now so you guys should see me doing the exaggerated blink thing to that statement. What? They tried to pretend he was senile. Lady, he literally got lost on the lawn of the mansion he lived in that could be seen in the video of him lost right behind him. All he had to do was turn 180 degrees and he would have seen his house from about, what, 30 yards away, maybe? Maybe? He got lost on the White House lawn at least twice. Probably more, but we can't definitively say he was lost at those times. There's a moment where Joseph R. Biden is standing on the steps of the White House. His office door is behind him, less than 10 feet away. And he got lost, and the Marines that were with him had to show him where the door was. Y'all want to pretend he was senile? No. He wasn't just senile. He wasn't having an old person moment. This motherfucker was actually mentally challenged. He was retarded. Are we allowed to say retarded to old people with dementia? I mean, it is technically a retardation, so I'm going to stick with it. He was retarded. Dora the Explorer requires less help navigating. Absolutely, Frosted. Maybe that's what we needed. We needed to get Joe a backpack so he could find his fucking way to the White House. I get it. He was your last president, and typically when a new president comes in and it's the opposite party, like in this case, Democrats, there's now a Republican after a Democrat. So you point back to your guy and how great he did. But your last president was Biden. And that man clearly had dementia. Some shit some of us were pointing out well before he was ever elected. And I'm not saying that like we knew, we just saw what was going on and pointed out like there is something deeply wrong here. And a lot of us were saying it. And the media and people like you were like, nuh-uh. And then it got to the point, especially when we get to the debate, where it's undeniable. Do you remember Van Jones crying? Van Jones crying like, I get to see him like this. See him like what? Jasmine saying he wasn't senile or anything. What was all that shit about what's his name? I can see his face. The book that came out, Jake Tapper. What's all this shit about Jake Tapper's book? I mean, what was he senile or not? No, it was just in those last couple of weeks. Yeah, that's how dementia works. The fact the guy got lost on stage. He got lost on stage. They had to give Biden pictures of the podium so that he knew when he walked through the curtains that he was supposed to walk up to the podium. Because he was so mentally deficient, he didn't realize that being pushed out on a stage meant walk to the podium. You guys want to pretend he was senile? Senile.
Somehow he managed to make sure that we didn't go into recession.
Again, the exaggerated blinks you guys can't see. He managed. For the record, we were technically in a recession. A recession is defined as 2 quarters of negative growth, which we had. That's why the press had to come out and be like, actually, this isn't a recession because there's other stuff that... No. They changed the way that they defined it so that they could say it wasn't a recession. Under all metrics ever used to call something a fucking recession, we were in a recession. You could have said he got us out of a recession immediately because the next quarter comes along and it's fine. Well, maybe not fine, but better. Not negative growth anymore. I love the term negative growth. Isn't that such instead of just saying a decrease? It's negative growth. What? But we have to use rhetorical stuff. Anyway, the negative growth happened. The definitions that we've always used for recession were met. And that's why he avoided a recession. He avoided a recession the same way Obama avoided scandal, because the press wouldn't call it one asshole. Obama had no scandals, except for all the scandals you guys refused to cover.
After the abysmal job that Donald Trump did the first time, yet now we're headed into a recession, and he managed to make sure
we're headed into a recession. Do you guys remember all through Trump's first presidency, they were saying we were heading into a recession? I feel like did we have a negative growth in our last quarter? US GDP. No, we didn't. It's actually going right up. I don't know what this bitch is talking about. Anyway, we're headed. They said this all through the first Trump. And if you paid attention to the articles, most of the time in that first Trump administration, it wasn't that we were headed to a recession because of anything Trump did. Excuse me. It was just historically we should have a recession right now. And they weren't wrong about that. Historically, we go into a recession about every decade. We have a little dip. But largely that's because of the Fed. And if we do end up in a recession right now, you should look at what the Fed is doing. There is no good reason for interest rates to be where they are right now. There's just not. And we know this because until the virus of unknown origin pops up, who is it that says that? I forget. There's some creator I watch always calls it the virus of unknown origin. It might be Drinker. Anyway, until COVID comes along, the economy was firing on all cylinders. It was literally historic. I mean, the unemployment rate is down across the board. It is critical. Okay. The economy was firing on all cylinders, and the reason they kept going, we're heading for a recession, is because they wanted the Fed to raise interest rates. They wanted the Fed to raise interest rates, and that's always this is how you stop the recession. Without COVID, we don't go into the horrible economic times that happen in 2020 through 2024. They just don't happen. There's no reason to believe they would happen. But you have the Fed, even though everything is firing on all cylinders again, refusing to just massively slash interest rates. Or even minorly slash them. They should have dropped a quarter point every quarter since the inflation cooled off back in 2023. Every time they've met, they should have slashed interest, but
that like we were actually growing. Our economy was actually getting better.
I'm so tired of this. It is actually pretty rare for a president to have an immediate impact on the economy. You have a couple of cases like, no, it's very, very, very rare. Economists who we will admit are basically charlatans. They're palm readers at the fair. But if you look at the actual impact of what gets done by a president, it takes 5 to 10 years for that to actually be felt by the public. The exception there would be something like COVID, where we shut down the whole fucking country for no goddamn reason. And then Biden comes in, we reopen the government, and they're like, reopen the country. And they're like, look, the economy is booming. You mean like it was before you guys shut it down for no fucking reason? Weird. I told you guys from the beginning that all they had to do to fix the economic disaster that was going on was let people go back to work, open the economy back up. That's all you had to do. And I told you, the longer that they kept it shut down, the longer it would take to recover. But all they had to do was flip. This is like saying it was dark in that room after we turned off the light. Well, no shit. You shut down the economy, and then you turned it back on. And you're like, look, the economy was roaring. Yeah, because the same light bulb was in there. So when you turn the light back on, the room lit back up how it used to be. And instead of fixing that, you guys went on a goddamn spending spree with things like the CHIPS Act, which should have been a good thing, but is fucking nonsense. The Recovery Act, which Biden himself admits is basically the Green New Deal. You guys went on a massive fucking spending spree with money we didn't have and fucked the economy. Gave us double-digit inflation the first time since the fucking early 80s. The worst inflation in 40 years. And if we actually counted inflation the way we used to, probably one of the worst in history. God damn. They know their fucking viewers are retarded. Because it's the only way you can say shit like this with a straight face. I could never come on here and lie to you guys the way this woman is lying to people right now. Because I have integrity and I think higher of your intelligence than that. But Democrats think, and no, I should stop saying think. Democrats know that their constituents are fucking retarded. I watched a clip earlier today of people at the ICE protest in Portland, and this guy was interviewing them, asking them about what they were doing there and stuff. And somehow, as they're discussing what's going on there, January 6th came up. This is how dumb the Democrats are. They know that all they have to do is throw some stupid shit out there, like ICE is getting people. This guy's excuse for why he hated ICE was, he's like, look what happened in Chicago. They had helicopters. Nobody was swooping in with helicopters to pick up illegals, okay? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. But all Democrats had to do was say, be mad about this thing. And they let the rest fester. Occasionally, they'll throw out something stupid like Donald Trump said his main priority is the ballroom. All they got to do is give them just a little taste and let the retards go. And it happens every time. I mean, it's so predictable on what's going to happen. All right, enough of that stupid shit. I don't know that I have a lot more specific to talk about. That doesn't mean we're not going to talk about stuff. Oh, fuck this article. All right. This is an article in Vogue. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? Oh. I'm so torn on whether to bring up the actual. You know what? Let's bring up the actual article. Now I got to go. Hang on. Give me a second to look it up. I wasn't going to bring up the actual article. Here we go. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? Am I the only one who thinks when I see an article and they have some homosexual painting like we have over here? I realize it's a guy and a girl, but that is one of the gayest paintings I've ever seen. Anytime I see this, I just think, oh, fuck, I hate these people. Because this is meant to be like, look how educated we are. We know fine art. Fuck you. Having a boyfriend. They should have had Stan and Wendy on here, okay? Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? If someone so much as says my boyfriend on social media, they're muted. So this bitch who's writing this article, if she sees one of her friends say my boyfriend on social media, she cuts him out. Can't say, how dare you say something like that? You have a boy, fuck you, bitch. And that is actually part of this article, is that these women, if you're a woman and you have a boyfriend and you go onto social media and you say my boyfriend and they don't have one, they're like, why are you rubbing that in my face? I am not kidding that is part of this article. The other part is that women who do the my boyfriend, they end up getting less interesting by having a boyfriend. Their social media posting isn't as interesting anymore. How? I don't know. But one of the chicks who they talked to apparently has had a boyfriend before, and she said, even I get a little bit grayer, a little more beige. They use the term beige. My posting gets beige when I have a boyfriend. This is Misery Loves Company, the article. That's what this is. This is old, washed up women who are like, how dare you have a boyfriend when I just have an unused vagina? That's what this is. But it's part of the push to ruin women. There's a lot to be said about how we've ruined men. Absolutely. But never neglect that we have fucking ruined women. This is just modern feminism. It's all it is. Now, you shouldn't define yourself by being in a relationship. Being in a relationship is defining. It's who you find interesting. It's who you are attracted to. It's literally part of your personality. This is as transparent as a guy saying it's embarrassing to have a big penis. Yes. Missouri Loves Company. No. Misery. I need to enunciate better. We're just gonna let's just scroll down to the where's that one? Do I there's one quote in here I wanted to bring up. Which paragraph is it in? Oh, there it is, right there. I'm going to read the full thing. The highlighted part is the important part, though. But there was an overwhelming sense from single and partnered women alike that regardless of the relationship, being with a man was an almost guilty thing to do. On the Delusional Diaries podcast, fronted by two New York-based influencers, Haley and Jazz, they discuss having a boyfriend as lame now. Why does having a boyfriend feel Republican? Why does having a boyfriend feel Republican? I don't even understand what the fuck that means. And actually I do. Because especially for young millennial women, they're really pushing lesbianism on them. And I know, how dare you? There's no gay agenda. Yeah, there is. I don't think gay people are behind it. I really don't. I think feminists who hate men are behind it. Actual lesbians, maybe just to sleep with them, but they don't want straight women wearing them as a mask. Maybe as a crotch warmer for a little bit, but they don't want you in there pretending you're quirky because you once went down on your friend. You fucking what, mate? I don't know. But let's get down to the final paragraph of this thing, because goddamn. Obviously, there is no shame in falling in love, but there's also no shame in trying and failing to find it, or not trying at all. See what I mean about you're shaming us for not being able to get a boyfriend. There's no shame in trying and failing. Nobody. Who the fuck said there was? If some chick puts up that she got a boyfriend, that's her shaming you for not. This reminds me of like on Mother's Day. There's been a push at certain times to be like, hey, some women have had miscarriages. It's mean to be talking about how much you love being a mother. That is a real fucking thing that has happened. People shaming mothers for being proudly mothers because other women haven't been able to have kids. Nobody's shaming you for that. Nobody's shaming. Okay, look, there are a lot of these feminists that I shame for not being able to get a boyfriend, but it's not because they couldn't get a boyfriend. It's because they're shitty people. The reason they can't get a boyfriend is because they're shitty people. Not because they're women. Women can get a boyfriend way easier than a man can get a girlfriend outside of being a billionaire. The shame is in you being you. The reason that these women don't have boyfriends isn't because they're women. It's because they're horrible, horrible people. And as long as we're openly rethinking and criticizing heteronormativity, why are you criticizing heteronormativity? It is literally the default, okay? You say whatever the fuck you want about, no, even frogs sometimes go lesbian. Whatever animal kingdom shit you need to bring up to excuse being gay. Why do you even need to excuse being gay? Just go out there and be gay and live your life. But whatever nonsense you want to push to try to be like that, no, gay's normal. Normal is how we propagate the species, which is men and women bumping uglies, making little babies. You can't do that if you never take a wiener, honey. And I know. We have turkey basters and stuff these days. But the default position is heterosexual because our parts go together and they feel good when they go together. It literally keeps the species alive, you stupid bitch. I'm so tired of this heteronormativity shit. That is just a stupid way to go, I'm special. We need to remember the Scarlet A. Anybody ever read the Scarlet Letter? We need to start having Scarlet R's for these people. They should be forced to wear a R for retard on their chest. So society knows what the fuck they are. Anyway, as long as we're openly rethinking and criticizing heteronormativity, having a boyfriend will remain a somewhat fragile or even contentious concept within public life. Having a boyfriend, a contentious subject. See what I mean about the misery loves company? Contentious concept. Having a boyfriend. Monkey, how come you're so mean to women? Having a boyfriend will remain a contentious concept. This is the kind of shit that there should have been a man in the room with a newspaper who swatted her on the nose and went, no, we are not publishing that shit. This is also happening alongside a wave of women reclaiming and romanticizing their single life. Well, at least she admits that they're romanticizing it. Romanticizing it is not usually used as a good thing. This is actually coming as a backlash to trad wives and trad girlfriend stuff, trad women. That's what this is actually a pushback against. Because these trad women go out there and they're like, I got a boyfriend and I take care of him and cook and aren't a cunt to him. And they're like, how dare you? And you know what's funny about the trad thing is that a lot of the biggest critics of the trad lifestyle stuff are conservative women. Because they're like, that you don't actually live like that. How dare? Because they're actually the same feminists as all of the other ones. These days, all women are feminists. All of them. There's going to be a part. You'll have conversations with them. They'll seem normal, and something will slip up. Something will slip up where you see the more than 100 years of nonsensical pro-women bullshit. Like even my own wife, I told you guys, me and her had a conversation about the whole bear thing. And her response was, doesn't it say something that these women would answer bear? Like, yeah, it says they're retarded. It doesn't say anything about men. It says shit about women. I know that it shows that they're afraid of men. Yeah, because they've been lied to over and over and over and over again. Because they hear things like, there's a rape in America every 6 seconds. It's an actual thing. I made a video about a chick who repeated that nonsensical claim. Do you realize how many women would have to be raped for one every 6 seconds? That's a lot of rape, man. That's like Congo levels of rape. But it's shit that gets pushed. Special Victims Unit, very popular television show is all about men are going to rape you. Over and over and over, always men are going to teach men not to rape. That's popular slogan of the left. Teach men not to rape. As though the default position of every man is rapist. And that's why when my wife said to me, what does that say that men or that women would rather be with the bear? It means women have been lied to and they're retarded enough to believe it. It doesn't. If a whole bunch of people are afraid of a ghost that doesn't exist, it doesn't mean that it's reasonable for them to be afraid of that ghost. A whole bunch of, it's literally the mob mentality thing. A mob is retarded. The quote Tommy Lee gives at the beginning of Men in Black. People are stupid, reactionary animals, or however he says it. It's true. You can scare the shit out of people pretty easy. Pretty fucking easy. Getting them to be rational is a lot more hard, especially when they're women. Just saying. And they've been spending my entire life, we've been hearing about how horrible men are to women and how men just abuse women. Because of this, I went and looked up the all rape or all sex is rape. Andrea Dworkin back in 89 in her book. And she doesn't actually say those words. That's a correction I need to make because I've said she actually said those words. She didn't actually say those words. What she said was that intercourse is violent and that you can't have intercourse without it inherently being violent towards women. I'm barely paraphrasing there. She was still calling it all rape without saying it. And if you go look it up and AI gets involved, they'd be like, she didn't actually say that. And she said she didn't mean that years and years later. So clearly she didn't. Yes, she did. It's exactly what she meant. Hey, Undoomed. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well, dude. Care to hang out? Are you alone and bored again? I saw you were on with Scribbles earlier. I didn't get to watch it because I was sleeping. But here, you don't have to answer. I'll toss you a link if you want to come on, come hang out. If not, no big deal. I do not get my feelings hurt that easily. There we go. Yeah, there you go. If you want to hang out, come hang out. If not, cool. Just listen along. But anyway, this whole article is nothing more than women being, one, offended that other women can get a man and keep one, and two, trying to push women away from even being with men. We are ruining women. Well, we have ruined women. We're ruining men, but we have ruined women. Feminism isn't just about beating down men. It's about beating down women too, making them a retarded class. She sounds like a chick who read that book about the Minotaur. The milking farm book. Yeah. I just love that quote there. Why does having a boyfriend feel Republican? Can anybody in chat explain to me what you think that means exactly? Does heterosexuality just feel Republican to you? Because that's the only thing I can really take from this. Undoomed. What's up, my friend?
Hey, how you doing?
Living the dream.
All right. Oh, what's wrong with my avatar? Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to remove you for a second. Check out your avatar. There you go. Okay. I just didn't want, because it was asking for camera. I didn't want you to accidentally hit one if you have one.
No, I've blocked that, but that's exactly why I've blacked it out. So
yeah, mine too. What's up, Jack?
Hey, fellas.
Hey,
I noticed. Wait.
Where are you?
Undoomed comes on and you immediately come here. I'm taking that a little personal.
I didn't know Undoomed was here because I just woke up.
Fair enough. Well, he just got here too, so.
Oh, I was taking an old man nap, or one of those like, I'm just gonna sit down for a minute. And then 2 hours later, you're like, where am I? What am I doing in this chair?
I'm curious to you gentlemen's take on this article. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now?
I think probably women think that right now, and that's why we are going to all die horribly because the birth rates are just going to crash.
I don't think you're wrong about that. And we're seeing it. The birth rates are on the downswing.
And
Yeah,
how many
you
times have we
I don't
seen...
think there's a single country in the West that has positive birth rates.
No, and certainly not of the native population. And by native, I mean naturalized too. Before anybody like, oh my god.
Even if you include immigration, I don't think there's a Western country that has a positive birth rate. So I don't understand what's going on. How are we going to do this? What's like? Obviously, we'll all be dead by the
Sure.
time this matters, but still, what's going on?
But the idea
Right.
of perpetuating humanity should be something that is inherent to all of us to be like, this should happen.
It should, but apparently social media is stronger than that drive. It has worked for a million years, but it
No.
could not beat Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, we are rethinking heteronormativity.
Heteronormativity? What the fuck does that even mean?
I'm gonna blame Tiny Girl Brains and the femmes, the communist feminists. Redundant, I know, because
What?
this is where a lot of this shit's coming from. It's a
What does
bunch
that
of
mean?
single chicks that are miserable, trying to tell all their married friends and chicks in relationships that they should be miserable too. I mean, free and single too. How many of these aging feminists have we seen come out and say how miserable they are? Who's going to take care of me when I'm old? And express regret for their lives. And they still push this shit.
Well, I want to get you guys. Go ahead, dude.
No, I'm just saying, like, who's going to take care of you when you're old? Obviously, that's going to be the guy you've imported.
True. Yeah, it's
So
going to be
he's-
Jesus.
Well,
I
that's
wanted
if
you
you're
guys'
lucky.
thoughts.
If you're lucky, because Jesus could probably understand you, but you know, if you're unlucky, you're going to get like Al Qaeda guy, whatever.
Yeah,
True,
it's gonna
yeah.
be Muhammad.
Muhammad, that's what they're called, right?
There's a quote in this article from a female podcast that says, why does having a boyfriend feel Republican?
What?
Yeah. They go on to say boyfriends are out of style. They won't come back in until they start acting right.
Okay, this is not a political issue. This is a biological issue, you fucking moron.
I'm going to have to check out. I love that it's called the Delusional Diaries, because just from the quote we have here, that might be the most aptly named thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's two main theses in this article. One is that the heteronormativity is wrong. You don't need no man, of course.
But how can you juxtapose that and bitch about it then? I don't get it.
Well, because the other part of is that women who don't have a boyfriend, who see their friends on social media be like, my boyfriend, they feel shamed for not having a man.
Their
But you said
feelings.
it was out of style to have
I-
a man.
Exactly.
Right.
I didn't
doesn't
claim
make
any
any
of this made any sense. I want that noted for the record.
I think this just reinforces my point that this is some lonely, bitter cat ladies that want their friends to be miserable too.
Yeah.
Well,
you're right.
Speaking of that, in this article, I don't know where it's at, but the lady writing it says that no longer are you seen as the old spinster with a bunch of cats. One, who the fuck uses the word spinster anymore? Has anybody been accused of being an old spinster in the last 70 years?
Probably
No,
not.
I mean, I know the word, but yeah, I've never heard anyone use it in like
The-
seriously.
That's
the
like
only
from my
time I
grandma's
hear it-
generation.
the only time I hear it is from feminists who are like, you don't have to be an old spinster.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So the final line of this, where being single was once a cautionary tale. Oh, it's right here. You'll end up a spinster with loads of cats. It's now becoming a desirable and coveted status. Another nail in the coffin of a centuries-old heterosexual fairy tale that never really benefited women to begin with.
Oh, fuck off. Look, women are very lonely as they get older. Anybody
All of us are. Yeah.
Yeah. I live alone. I'm in my 50s. It's not exactly a thrill ride. I see people with their kids. I see happily married people all the time. Just because you're dumb and ugly doesn't mean you can't land somebody, honey.
Well, here's the thing, right? They always say that married men or married women live longer. You know what that means in reality?
It's good for him.
No, it means that there's someone there to call 911.
Yes.
True story. True story. Found that out the hard way before.
Yeah, that's all it means.
Google search says last time the word spinster was used in legitimate journalism was 1936. Well, clearly this woman is Hitler.
Yes.
We have a birthday.
I know. I was just about to do that. Dangerous. It's your birthday, and around here we do this and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
To you.
Happy birthday to
birthday
you.
To you.
Happy birthday, dear
to
Dangerous.
Spaces.
Happy birthday
Happy birthday
to you.
To you.
Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one, my friend. I really, really do.
Yeah, I hope your week gets better, dude. I read that message. Jeez.
Look at Monkey. He landed Lady Monkey, and he has monstrously misshapen head. Fuck you. It's big. It is not misshapen.
What does he know that I don't?
It's pretty well known around here. I have a large head. And he has taken that and changed it to misshapen head instead of large.
I'm just saying my phrenologist would enjoy your company.
Look, I'm fairly certain my claustrophobia comes from mom trying to put shirts on me that my head could not get through the fucking collar.
Was your nickname Lumpy?
No, nobody ever pointed out my big head except me.
Because they're afraid you're going to hit him in the face with a shovel like you did that one girl.
I did not hit her in the face. It was in the head.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
It is. Hitting somebody in the face with a shovel is going to cause a lot more damage.
I'm sure that the telephone game version says you hit her in the face and then peed on her or something.
This is what happens. I tell a story and y'all change it from misshapen and beating women in the face with a shovel.
Well, it is funnier this way.
Field Republican. Fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to get fucked either way.
True. Thank you, Frosted. Appreciate it. No, I wanted to highlight this article because I really do think that a lot of attention has rightfully been placed on how much we've been fucking up men. But not near enough attention has been placed on how much we've been fucking up women. We've argued against feminism and countered a lot of their stupid claims, but what it's actually doing to women does not get enough attention. Right. I mean, we're to the point where they're like heteronormativity, the default position of all species of animals. We're rethinking it and criticizing it. What do you there's nothing to think there.
Yeah, that's just retarded.
Well, this is going to take probably 2 or 3 generations to correct. And by then, we'll be part of the Islamic Caliphate, just like Britain.
I don't know if this can be... You know what? Islam might be the only thing that can correct this because women...
Well, there is that. But I don't think we're going to be that. I think we're all going to be Chinese by then.
I think it's a race between the two of them of which one takes us over.
No, I mean... Islam has got nothing on China. China could destroy all of us.
China doesn't seem to be like trying to move in and infiltrate the way that we see Islam doing. I mean, Islam has This is how well Islam has taken over America, is that after September 11th, it suddenly became the people who just killed 3,000 Americans are peaceful.
Well, that didn't happen a long time after. That happened directly because that's what Bush said.
Directly, yeah.
Yeah, that was a retarded move on his part.
This shit has been going on and just getting worse. But short of either of those two things happening, because the Chinese are going very misogynistic lately. I mean, they had the whole thing where you can't have girly boys as part of your television shows.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
That was in their media, girly boys were outlawed, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah, no
All
K-pop
right,
for
well-
you.
But here in the West,
K-pop is okay. Do they have C-pop?
Yes, but they're not allowed to have effeminate men in C-pop.
nope, can't have effeminate
but
men.
who cares about their men in K-pop? I have never heard of that.
Oh yeah, BTS.
BTS,
is
the biggest group
biggest
there
band.
was.
I've never heard of those. But
You're not missing
Uh,
anything. They look like really ugly women.
They do.
yeah, of course, they're Asian. But
But-
we're talking about K-pop here. They have some pretty good-looking women.
They
Yeah,
do.
they do.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah, they do.
But
Lots
here in
of
the West,
Mercedes
let's let
orders.
Jack have his moment.
Do not come.
You're not my mom.
Short of an outside influence like that, though, do you guys see Western civilization changing away from this? Yeah,
No.
my contention is that no matter what stupid shit women say, we're not supposed to question it because they're women and they're smarter than us. They even tell us women are smarter than men. No, you're not. Not by any metric.
Unfortunately, I think too many of these type of people have filtered into the government and solidified their positions of power.
Well, they have
And academia.
weaponized. Here's what's happened, and this happened about 100 years ago. They weaponized men's instinctive need to protect women.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yep.
To the point, I mean,
That's what-
you
That's
can
what
be having an
happens.
argument
Every
with
man wants to please and protect women. That's built into our DNA. That's how we procreate. So,
And-
you know,
if you question a woman, immediately you'll have a shit ton of men being like, "Why are you being mean to this woman?" But, well,
Sure.
I'm not. I'm just saying what she said was stupid because it was stupid.
yeah. But there's always a guy behind you who's willing to take your place. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's just how procreation works.
This is why I
And
say
that's been weaponized.
This is why I say women have destroyed things, but you fucking men let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys went along with this nonsense. You're the ones who like put on your little pussy hats and went marching because a dude had been elected. Nothing had even happened yet.
Yeah.
And you fucking more, they're taking away the right to health care. Nothing had even happened. And at the time, Roe was still the law of the land.
Yeah.
Men, be better. Be better. When something's stupid, say it's stupid. If it's a woman that says it, then it was a woman who said something stupid. It's not that women are stupid.
Well, let's not get carried away.
I do think women are a little more likely to be pulled in by groupthink. I think women
Yes.
care way more. I think all of us as humans want to be part of groups, but I think women are really, really more susceptible to it. Which is
Mhm.
what this article is talking about, basically. Like, women don't think it's okay to have boyfriends anymore, so they're all stopping talking about having boyfriends. Not stopping having boyfriends, but stopping.
Right, but okay. So let's analyze that. If
Sure.
women think that it's stupid to have a boyfriend,
Uh-huh.
and they're saying so that means we're not going to have a boyfriend, and then you juxtapose that onto a man, and someone says like we're in this friend group, like you tell me, like it's stupid to have a girlfriend. I'm going to be like, fuck off. I'm going to
Yes.
go fuck my woman. I don't
Yeah.
care what you think. I'm going to have sex. fuck off. Right?
Do you know how much people have made fun of Nick Fuentes for saying having a girlfriend is gay? Because it was a retarded thing to say, and no guy in his right mind would agree with that.
Yeah, and he should be made fun of even more for that, because that is one of the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It
of a man
really
say.
is. If a man came out like you shouldn't have I've argued with people in my own chat back during when MGTOW was a much bigger thing, and like, no, there's no reason to ever be with a woman. We just celebrated 32 years of marriage. Don't tell me that living with a woman is always going to end up horrible. You just had some bad luck, or you're too pussy to go try it.
Yeah.
Or she's playing the long game.
Yeah,
she's
one of
gonna
these
dump-
days
dump
she's
you-
going to leave me
she's gonna
high and
dump you
dry.
she's going to dump you when you're 80. Like,
She's
or
going to take my
81.
30-year-old children away from me.
80 when you're 81, that's when she's going to pounce, right?
Yeah, yeah. She'll
Yeah.
be like,
You compare
"Ha,
when you're
won."
81.
See, and that highlights the point too, is that it's not that men never say stupid shit, because everybody says stupid shit.
Sure,
I
of
do it every
course.
night on here.
But
Yeah, that's
men
how
will
we get
call
to
it
the-
out, where if a woman says stupid shit, even the men are like, oh well, she's so smart.
Ugh.
She's so smart.
Bola, thank you. That's funny. Some guy told me to come to the women's march because there would be women there. I was disgusted by him, thinking I'm like him. I know y'all, some of y'all don't like when I bring up Always Sunny, but there's an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's one of the first episodes. It's the abortion episode. Charlie wants an abortion or gets an abortion. I can't remember the name.
Charlie survived an abortion.
No, it's not that one.
Oh,
Mac is going to look for some information on stopping abortion, and he goes to the anti-abortion place, and he hooks up with this really conservative chick, and they just have wild monkey sex. And Dennis decides that if the girls on that side are so, ravenous, that he's going to go to the anti-abortions or to the abortion side, because clearly the abortion folks are going to be those chicks are just going to be whores. And instead, they're the most prudish, nasty bitches you ever meet, because that's who they are. They're just, you
Wait,
don't go
so-
to the leftist march to meet women, because those women don't like men.
So you're saying that show was realistic?
Always Sunny is sadly often very realistic.
I've never
they've
watched- I've
revealed.
never seen this. I've only seen clips. Is it good?
There are a couple of them certain seasons that drag, but especially seasons 4, 5, and 6 are fucking great.
It's a
Okay.
show that you kind of have to figure out what they're doing, but they're bad people who point out some harsh realities, and that they're just stupid, bad people that get themselves into shenanigans.
Yeah,
Is
and in
the
that
sh-
case,
is
they
that
do
the
actually.
one with the is that the show with the feminist bookstore?
No,
No, that's
Which one is that?
isn't that like Portlandia or
I
something?
think that's
Oh,
Portland.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the right.
No.
I mixed those up.
But that episode points out a thing, because I see these male feminists who are going out there, and I do think a lot of them are just like, well, I could get laid here. You're not. If you do get laid there, you're going to catch a charge, homie.
Yeah,
But you're a male feminist, so you probably did rape them, if we're being honest.
yeah. Well, there's that.
Well, there's that. So exactly.
Real quick, thank you, Adebisi. Says, howdy, Jack. Hey, Adebisi. Hope you're doing well, man.
Oh, this is sad.
So,
I'm going to stop doing shows. I just keep getting sad news.
let's stop getting
what
sad news.
happened?
What-
Shio, thank you. Could use a joke, guys. Lost the unconditional second mother of my life, my grandmother, at midnight yesterday. She always liked you guys, that you guys sang for her birthday, 92 years young. Fuck cancer, R.I.P. Ethel. Oh, dude. Yeah, I remember singing to your grandma, and that sucks, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, and yeah,
Let me
fuck
find this.
cancer.
What? Where was this? I gotta find this.
That was a donation.
Oh,
Or-
I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a donation to my Streamlabs, not to YouTube. So
Oh, Right. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, one of our audience members passed away the other day too. That was the last show.
Yeah, that
Really.
was
Yeah.
a little rough.
His son, by the way, Eagle's son, left a comment on the last video, and he said that his dad's favorite steak or his favorite food was porterhouse steak. His favorite drink was Pepsi, and he invited everybody next time you get a chance, have a steak and a Pepsi in honor of Eagle. And I encourage that. One, steak and Pepsi are both great, and two, Eagle was a good guy. So
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'll definitely do that for him.
That
Real
is
quick,
a good thing to do. Yeah.
thank you, Volpatina. Some Australian news. The state of Victoria is now, by definition, an apartheid state. Aboriginals now get better and faster medical care, more power
What?
over the government, and get taxed less. Aboriginals are about 1% of the state population.
oh, yeah, that actually does get much closer to apartheid than what they talk about in Gaza.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more apartheid than you're seeing in South Africa.
It's
Jesus.
true. Oh my God. You know what? I'm gonna go on this rant again. I don't give a shit about original peoples or aboriginals or natives. Fuck off. Join us in the 21st century.
Yeah, that's some like 19th century mindset shit.
That was a
Um,
very short rant. Come on.
Well,
We
that
like
is-
to keep it concise sometimes.
I have a much longer rant on that, but these people have heard it probably 30 times.
All right.
I'm sick of this shit. I did nothing to these people. I had nothing to do with any deals the federal government made with the Indians back in 1812 or whenever the fuck they did it.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
that's-
it sucks, but I don't wanna hear
Everything
shit.
is.
see, you want me to rant and then you interrupt.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bud. I'm sorry.
No, I was just thinking about that thing. Like, all these things about reparations, and it ties into this, right? Where we're supposed to pay for things that we didn't do to people who didn't experience it,
Yeah.
right? It makes no sense.
And they look, I get it, it sucked. But nobody living today suffered through that shit. Literally nobody.
Yeah. And nobody living today did that.
And you have you're living a modern West. If you are living in America as a Native American, you are not living in a fucking teepee. You're not carving out your own goddamn canoe to go fishing and living a nomad lifestyle for wherever the fruits and berries are each season. You are living a Western experience in a stick-built house. Just fucking join the rest of the world and stop pretending you're somehow I only believe my Indian ancestors. You're wearing blue jeans, fucker.
Your name is Harvey.
Yeah, that's the thing that really gets me. Like they're all like Harvey Smith.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. What's happening here? Is there
No,
no
it's-
one who's called Big Dog or Big Eagle or something like?
No, if
they're
you
all like-
watch, it's always like Harvey Eagle Flies Smith.
No, I've been looking for those guys. They're always like just Denton or something. Like they're just
Just join us. Just
completely
fucking join
English
us.
Words.
This will never end until they get rid of the reservations.
Yeah, true.
Until the government stops doing this like pseudo welfare shit they've got going on with the tribes. It's never
Mhm.
going to happen.
Mhm.
And that it's
But,
going to piss some
You know,
people
that-
off, but they have
not,
to end that.
that's not even near our biggest problem. Like, okay, they want to
No.
have casinos, fine, whatever. It's cool to go to a casino and play a couple of $100, whatever. That's not the big problem. The big problem is like we're being invaded by Muslims.
Yes. The invasion stuff is even worse, but at least there's a way to fight back against that. I mean, it was only a couple of years ago that the Supreme Court basically decided half of Oklahoma belongs to the Indians.
Yeah, okay, but I don't really care about that stuff.
I do on a level of when this shit comes up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So when it comes up, I have my rants about it. But you're not wrong. If you're talking about bigger problems, the invasions that are going on right now, way bigger.
Yeah, hold on. I want to talk about that Whitechapel thing. Thank you, Evolved Potato. I'd also like to add all of this was specifically voted against by the residents. Of course it was. But their government did it anyway. Plus, it's not even legal by our laws when does that ever stop them? It never will stop them because they don't give a fuck about the laws because the laws are patriarchal, heteronormative, white people shit. So they don't give a
Wait,
fuck about that.
What law was that?
The one giving Aboriginals preferential treatment.
In Australia.
Oh,
Yeah.
in Australia. Okay,
That kicked off this whole.
right.
In
I see
chat-
for you.
Oakview says for every 100 migrants, 49 are on welfare. That's not correct. 59. It's 59% of immigrants are on welfare.
Yeah. It's even
59
worse.
out of 50.
Yeah, they stuck a few bonus ones in. It's even worse in like the UK and Europe. Look, they tried to do some kind of take back the night, stupid little march in Britain. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, it was in
No.
the Whitechapel district, which is very heavy Bangladeshi, and they were told by the police they had to divert to Knightsbridge, which is a neighboring district,
Okay.
because they were afraid that a bunch of these guys would get murdered by the Muslims.
Oh.
Like the Met
Oh.
Police stepped in and said, "You guys are going to die, and we can't stop it, so you have to go over there."
That's
So in
that's-
response,
okay.
the Muslims had their own little march where they dressed like Black Bloc and started chanting things like Allahu Akbar and Aloha Snack Bar, shit like that.
Right.
There's videos of it, so feel free to look those up. And then they probably just raped some English kids to celebrate.
All right. That's like that dude from Iraq that was ex-Muslim, and he's like, I'm gonna get murdered by Muslims. I know it. I made a tweet about that when he was murdered, right?
Yeah.
I think he lived in Sweden, and he was like, I'm going to get murdered. I know I'm going to get murdered, but I cannot stop opposing Islam because it's a death cult, and I'm going to prove it's a death cult because they're going to murder me, and they murdered him.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you did it. You proved him right. All right. Oh my God, these people.
I was actually thinking about the Islamification of America today because I saw another argument over Jews. Right now, there's a fight going on conservative Twitter between Christians over whether they should be supporting Jews or not. And it occurred to me how Islamists have tricked Christians into attacking Jews over nothing.
right.
If I'm just being dead ass here and I had to live in a world either run by Jews or Muslims, I'm going with the Jews. Losing the tip of your dick is nothing compared to losing your whole head.
Or being set on fire.
Oh my God! Yes, that's true. You're
But-
not lying.
The same people who will tell me how much Jews suck will tell me how great Muslims are. And but have you actually paid attention to what's going on?
I do not understand those people. Like, okay, go live in Iran then. Like, I could probably go live in Israel, and it wouldn't even be any difference. But go live in Iran,
Yeah.
and there would be a difference. Holy moly! I do not understand how they're thinking, and obviously this comes from the weird thing is this is a confluence. Is that a word?
Yes.
Yeah, between Nick Fuentes and Hassan Piker. They have come together and made a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
That's actually what made me start thinking about the Islamification of it, because Hassan has been pushing the anti-Jew thing, and him and Nick Fuentes repeat the same fucking lines.
They're the same person.
Yeah. And to whoever it was that said they killed my savior and that makes me a cuck, I don't have a savior, homie.
Yeah, he is an agnostic.
Like, Jesus Christ. And I understand that it's kind of ironic to use the phrase Jesus Christ at this point, but there you are.
After Tucker Carlson the other day.
I didn't see that thing. What was that about? I missed that,
he's being
go
he's
ahead.
being questioned by a guy about his takes that were leaked during the Fox News not investigation lawsuit with Dominion and all that.
Mhm.
And there were tweets that come out about Tucker Carlson and how he was like, fuck Donald Trump and fuck Republicans. And he was being asked about that. And he's trying to explain his thing there. And the kid says, but you're worth like $50 billion. And Tucker's like, I'm not worth $50 billion. Why do you listen to what you hear on the internet? And the kid said, Jesus Christ, and tries to make his point. And Tucker's like, oh, now that you said those words, we can never speak again. Nope, we're done. We're done. You said Jesus Christ. Nope, we're not having that conversation. Nope.
What?
And yeah, that's what happened. It was fucking pathetic. Suddenly, that's the worst thing you can say is Jesus Christ. You can't have you can have conversations with anybody except if they say Jesus Christ.
I don't know Charlie Kirk, but I'm pretty sure even he wouldn't go that far.
No. I do also want to point out, I think it's funny that we were just talking about how Indians and stuff who, if we're going by just chronological order, that whole shit only happened within like the last 300 years. But like, hey, they killed your savior. That'd be 2,000 years ago. Let it go, homie.
Yeah.
Pretty sure no Jew alive today killed Jesus. Just saying.
You don't know what they do with their magic powers.
You must really hate Italians.
You can't talk about that and also say he's going to come back soon. Like,
Yeah, fair.
make up your mind.
Yeah, I mean, it had to happen. I mean, even Jesus knew it was inevitable. If you're talking about it, you blame God for it. God made it happen by the lore.
Sure.
It was inevitable.
Either way,
it was
they're
preordained.
talking about- They're always saying like he's going to come back tomorrow, or 40 years from now, or 10 days from now, whatever it is, right?
I wish I was a more horrible person, because I would totally have myself a cult by telling people Jesus was. You don't need very many people to get rich off of that shit.
Have the people that cheer this shit on ever read the Book of Revelation? It's horrifying.
Yeah, it is.
When Jesus comes back, it's like halfway through that nastiness, and a bunch of people are dead. Like,
Right.
something like 2/3 of the population is going to get wiped out by the various plagues and wars and lack of food and all these other things. And people are like, oh, Jesus, come back. Oh, can we maybe wait till I'm dead for that? Because that sounds horrific. I'm getting old. I don't want to be fending off these scavenging locusts and pillagers.
They've seen Mad Max, and they are really into that shit.
There are people that are, but they bother me.
That's why I play survival games, so I know what to do if it happens in my lifetime.
Yeah, maybe when I was 30, that
All-
been a lot more interesting. But now, I don't know. My back hurts a lot and tired all the time.
Right, but don't you think that's what it is? They just like Mad Max.
But I would actually find it more acceptable if I thought that was true.
There's the people that like the idea of being a regional warlord, and then there's the people that haven't read the book, and they're just like, that sounds great. Let's
Right.
bring it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the people who I'm an anarchist. Like, do you know what that actually means? Ask Somalia how that works out, dummy.
Yeah, exactly. That's an African warlord. That's what that means.
Yeah.
That's how we got Ilhan Omar, for fuck's sake.
I remember this dude I knew in college who wanted anarchy, and he was always like coming over and trying to get people to go out to dinner, like, because he didn't like to cook. So he's always like, "Hey man, you want to go get some food?" I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna die in anarchy. You're gonna be
No
like
shit.
victim number 2."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's the same for the commies, man. Like, it'll be so great that everything will be taken care of. Like, you haven't actually happens under that shit, have you?
I'm gonna work on my farm. Your farm.
Right.
Your farm. Sure. Your farm. I mean, it's amazing how leftists can make you more conservative.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's if we just look back 10 years, I was a huge fucking libertarian. And I still have a little bit of a libertarian heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
But back then I was like, yeah, fucking shit. Just give people drugs if they want drugs. Just legalize it and tax it and whatever, or maybe not tax it. That would be anti-libertarian, but you know, whatever. Give people what they want and they don't have to go to criminals to get it. That will solve the problems, right? And that's basically what happened in California. And now we have like the entire downtown district just zombies. They have all these people that they're standing up, but they're not alive really.
Oh yeah.
You've seen the footage, right?
Oh yeah. We've watched some of it on the show.
Oh my God. It's like, I'm not for free drugs anymore. Fuck that.
Oh man. Watching
Fuck off.
the streets of like Philadelphia with the fentanyl freaks.
Fuck you, you fucking libertarian retards, lolbatarians. Like what? Jesus Christ, this does not work.
Yeah, see, libertarianism is in a way, it's much like communism. On paper, it sounds great.
Exactly.
On paper,
I mean,
freedom
I was
personal responsibility.
stupid.
The problem is most people aren't personally responsible, and I still think weed should be legalized, but I do think that, especially like with hard drugs, I don't care if you do cocaine, I don't, but you should do it in your house and stay the fuck in there while you're high.
Keep it away from your 9-year-old rackets.
And keep it away from your kids.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard a lot of bad things about
drug addicts. You can't trust drug addicts to behave responsibly.
No.
That's the issue. Sephirus, thank you.
The thing with alcohol is that nobody's going to get that kind of like, you know, how drug addicts just need to have a fix right fucking now. If you're an alcoholic, it's like, okay, I really want some booze, right? But when you're a drug addict, it's like you'll do anything. You'll kill anyone. You'll break into anything. You'll steal anything.
Mm-hmm. Sephirus, thank you.
I've never seen an alcoholic do that.
Thank you. Good morning, boys. Well, it's more late night for me. Something I come to realize here. Here's how you know when. Jack, is there any way you could read that for me?
Yeah. Good morning, boys. Well, it's more late night for me. Something I came to realize. Here's how you know when your parties cook. When John Fetterman, the stroke victim, makes more sense than party leadership. There's a fucking problem.
True.
Accurate. John, the stroke fixed Fetterman. I'm just gonna maintain that line.
Well, earlier in the show, before you guys got here, we saw Jasmine Crockett say, and you guys tried to pretend Biden was senile.
But what?
He was.
Yeah, well, kind
of course he was.
So.
What do you mean?
That's the leadership, or that's the Democrats. Hey, no, he wasn't actually retarded. Jasmine Crockett.
Who the fuck is she?
She's a representative in the House for the state of Texas.
Was that the girl you were looking at before I came on?
A black lady?
Yeah, with like a big licorice thing on her head.
Yep, that is Representative Jasmine Crockett. How the hell do you not know about Jasmine Crockett, dude?
Oh man, you have missed a lot of wackiness.
I can't fucking I can't remember names.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
Grown-up job. That's why.
I am no one to talk about not remembering names. Not even judging you for that.
I mean, I remember Trump. And
Fair enough.
then That's about it. I can't.
That's all you
remember
really
names.
need to remember.
You know what bothers me so much about it besides you being stupid? I hate that you can get clout by pretending to be a hood rat.
Is that what she did?
Yeah.
She
I
does
had-
it often,
I-
yes.
I was just doing some finishing up some work when I saw that your stream. You're doing that, so I didn't have the sound on. So I just saw like a lady with she had shaved her head, and then she had like a thing on her head, right?
It's not. I don't believe it's actually shaved. I believe it's just how black hair is.
I looked shaved.
It might be.
Looked
I
like
don't
she-
know. I haven't paid
It
much
looked
attention
like she
to it.
shaved
But
her head, and
in-
then she put a black licorice thing on her head.
in that video, she's not doing her ghetto accent. But this is a woman who has lived an affluent life her whole life. She's gone to very good schools. And for some reason, occasionally, she will start talking like she grew up in East Harlem. and people
She
are like,
starts
no, that's just how.
snapping
That's,
her fingers.
yes, absolutely. Yes. Child. Not even child. Child. Fuck you.
Yeah, they're doing them.
Yes. Like, why is that something that people, that a member of the House of Representatives is doing for clout? She's a black woman in blackface. Yes, absolutely.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Can you imagine if a white member of the House started for no reason speaking with a Southern accent and talking about growing up in the trailer park?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would take that seriously. But
Hey,
AOC
guys.
breaks out her
Is-
her black accent, and they're like, "No, that's her lived experience." No, it ain't.
AOC? She's
Oh
not
yeah,
black.
AOC. Have you never seen AOC do her ghetto accent? Oh, it's
Nope.
fucking beautiful.
She does a ghetto accent. She's
Yes, and when she
Puerto
does it, she'll
Rican.
clap between every
I-
word because the only thing she knows about black people is what she's seen on Twitter.
Oh my god. I mean, you follow this shit. I don't. But holy shit.
it's my cross to bear.
She's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
But you can get clout that way, and it's fucking gross.
Apparently.
If you're in the music industry and you're doing that, I could kind of get it because you're trying to reach out to the youth and stuff. You are a member
Sure.
of Congress.
Yeah, and if you're like a musician, they'd have to dig down and like you could probably hide your real identity. Your record company could be like, yeah, we're gonna call you this,
Yeah.
but we know these people.
Zephyrus,
We
thank
know
you
they were
again.
born.
Thank you for that feminist $12. My black liberal friends don't want to fuck with Jasmine Crockett. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want her representing my people. That woman's a fucking retard. Same way I feel about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Do not lump us in the same group because she's white. That woman's a retard.
Yeah.
See, I
That's,
hate all.
J-
It's not
the
based on
Jewish
color of skin.
Jewish space laser.
Space lasers, yes.
Yeah.
That's how they got Charlie Kirk.
Do not mix me up with her.
Oh my God! Speaking of Charlie Kirk, did y'all see Candace Owens' latest thing?
Oh no.
Nope.
Turning
just
Point
saw-
USA is being led by a gay cabal.
Oh, Milo's running it?
Oh my God! Can she stop?
Also,
Stop.
Erica Kirk was involved in Romanian child sex traffic, or sorry, just trafficking. Romanian child trafficking.
Does she work for Andrew Tate?
No, she
Oh.
had a charity where you could adopt a child by sending them presents for Christmas.
I don't think that's child
Sure.
trafficking.
But according to Candace, it is.
Like they open the present, somebody snatches them, and a big box falls on them, like in the cartoon.
I mean, I don't understand why anyone listens to her. She consistently just takes the most crazy point of view on any issue always. That's what she does. Like, remember when she's like, "Well, we didn't land on the moon. Actually, that's gay and fake, right?"
Last link, monkey.
She's gone full in on being Alex Jones because she tried being Charlie Kirk. That didn't work. She tried being Jesus Christ.
Yep. I just was looking at that when you brought it up. This Kyle Kalinske tweeted this out. A couple of other people have too. And that's Erica Kirk.
Yeah.
Photoshopped.
On the screen, it's a fake Halloween costume with Erica Kirk crying, and it says fake grieving widow grifter costume.
Is that from her?
No, this is from Kyle Kalinske, who secular talk here on YouTube.
Okay.
He's a fucking douchebag.
Well, okay, he's a douchebag. That's really tasteless, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't care they did it. It's just tasteless.
Yeah.
I hate these people. They're so stupid.
I thought Owens was doing that.
No. This is just something that Jack saw as we were talking
I
about this.
saw it when he brought up Erica Kirk. I was looking at my Twitter feed and I saw that right as he brought her up.
He used to be like some like normal guy, but now he just posts the most inflammatory shit ever, always.
Engagement bucks.
Sorry?
Kalinske?
Yeah. He's getting engagement money.
Yeah, it's just engagement, I guess. He used to be like kind of like a normal person, but now he's just like always the most extreme.
I think that has to do with the liberal influencer sphere. Because if you try to be reasonable, your side is going to attack you.
True.
Look what they did to Ethan Klein.
Right.
Ethan Klein is an incredible fucking liberal. I mean, almost every take of his, except for free speech, is very liberal. And even in free speech terms, he's had some issues there. But he's like, no, terrorists bad. And they're like, how fucking dare you? You are a Zionist baby killing shitheel.
Every fucking time.
Every time.
They just bring out that tired old cliche.
I've seen it on the right where if you're not, especially with the hardcore Trump crowd, if you're not dead on with Trump on all things, then you're evil. Oh, excuse me. Then you're evil.
Mm-hmm.
But it is nothing compared to the left, where if you just, the Anna Kasparian thing, I mean, that the first thing that kicks that off is her saying a homeless guy felt her up, and they're like, how dare you go after black people? She never assigned a race to them.
They're unhoused, you bigot.
It was actually white guys who felt her up. And then the next big blow up is because she saw something that said birthing person, and she's like, we're called women. And they're like, how dare you?
Yeah, that one I saw. I remember that one.
Still on their side with trans issues, but she just thinks you should be able to call women women.
Yeah, those bonus holes need to be quiet.
And so they came at her again.
There's no such thing as a bonus hole, asshole.
All right, I'm going to end on this part because I do have things to do. We have birthday parties. 2 of my granddaughters have had birthdays in the last week, and we're celebrating today.
Oh.
So I got to get on with my day. I got to do laundry and shit. I'm a house bitch. I was watching a video the other day, and it was a trans man and a trans woman who are married to each other. And they said that if gay marriage was overturned, they couldn't be married anymore.
Why not?
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've heard all day.
A trans man and a trans woman could not be married without gay marriage.
That's just a straight marriage with extra labels.
No, but they're a man and a woman.
Yeah, I know. But that is the level of stupidity we're at in society. That because I call myself a man, even though I'm a woman, and she calls herself a she, even though she's got a dick, We couldn't be married heterosexually. I mean, we saw one of my early videos was Riley Dennis talking about how gay he was for banging his female girlfriend because he claims to be a chick. I'm so gay for having sex with a woman. I don't think you understand what gay means.
And now he's torturing the Australians by living there.
Yeah, now he's beating up women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see somebody got in trouble for writing about that?
I'm not
I
surprised.
remember that. He sued someone, but obviously he didn't sue someone in America. He sued someone in Australia. because You can do that sort of thing in Australia. You can just sue them for like, oh, this was bad. They don't have the same sort of libel laws or
the protections. Yeah. Look, it's a weird world, and it, as much as this stuff annoys me, I like it because it makes me laugh until I then stop and think, holy shit, this is the actual world.
Yeah.
And that, my friend, is why we have this birth rate.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potatoes. Speaking of Australians, did you guys see JD Vance's Halloween costume? He dressed as the meme about himself. Yes, that kind of self-awareness gets a lot of respect.
Oh yeah. I replied to that tweet, and so I definitely saw it.
Yeah, I saw that. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's nightmare fuel. And then I woke up a little bit more and realized what was going on. But yeah. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thank you guys for coming and joining us. Thank you for the donations. I really do hope you had a happy and safe Halloween. Second biggest drinking day of the year here in the United States. So hopefully you guys were smart out there. Jack, anything you want to show?
I will drop a link to my movie review for Silo Killer 2, The Wrath of Kyle. One of the weirdest movies I've ever watched.
Wrath of Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle's this bounty hunter whose brother Lyle, played by the same actor, was killed in the first movie.
I just thought of Wrath of Khan.
I think that's what they were going for, but
That's what they were going for, huh? Okay.
It's a weird film. Not in a bad way, just weird.
All right, cool.
Undoomed, anything you want to show?
No, I'd rather not say.
Fair enough. I am going to be away from my computer most of the day. Show tomorrow will probably be in the early AM, and we'll see y'all there. So, Undoomed, Jack, pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Always glad to be here.
Always
Thanks,
good
everybody.
beer.
Take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye everybody.
Here's a song about my wiener.